It's a bloody marvelous time to be alive. An age of invention. So many clever blokes dreaming up impossible machines. Sorting away more gold than Queen Victoria herself. But none of those shillings ever makes it into the pockets of the poor devils whose blood is spilled building this glorious empire. The working class sleepwalks through life unaware of the machine that drives them. Let's wake them up then, shall we?
What's up, guys? It's John here from Techfez, and today we're going to be talking about Assassin's Creed Syndicate, along with The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, along with Lego Jurassic World, as well as the new Air Mech Arena game, which has just been released on Xbox One and PS4. First, we're going to be introduce my co-host for today.
John117, guys.
Yeah, so today we're going to be mainly focusing on Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So you just saw the trailer. Looks absolutely amazing, got to say. We play in a new assassin in a whole new world, really. We're playing in London, 1868. Which is based around the Industrial Revolution. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, the funny thing is in the, I suppose, reviews, or not reviews, comments of it, they're saying that you don't get to play as one assassin, you play as two.
Yeah.
Both twins. One is Jacob Fry.
Jacob Fry, I think. Fry?
Yeah.
Fire.
It's hard to say last name.
Yeah.
And his sister, what's her name? She's not as common in the trailers, though. You mainly just see
Evie, that's right. Yeah, so Jacob and Evie Fry. So we'll get to play as twin assassins. Most likely we'll be able to change around them. However, we don't really know because it's really a trailer, so we can only presume, that we might be able to do a switch around between the two characters.
But as I said, we only really saw Jacob in the trailer. And Jacob looks awesome. Like, he's got a top hat for style, and then whenever he wants to go stealth, just put on that hood.
Yeah, I like how they're going with Ubisoft. They're going with the more modern day Assassin's Creed games. Like, they're really trying to get as close as to our modern day, if anything. Like, so now we're in the previous Unity. I think we're in the early 1800s, really.
Yeah, in the French Revolution.
Yeah, French Revolution, and now we're going to jumping all the way to 1868. Sorry. All the way into London, the Industrial Revolution. So, there's been a lot of details coming out about the game saying that the London, the map that you'll play on will be 30% bigger than Unity's Paris map, which is quite interesting. We should be seeing new weapons, new vehicles, even because we're going into the Industrial Revolution. This is when cars and such and carriages we're starting to be mass produced and stuff. So I mean, we have Jacob and Evie Fry, so they are twin assassins that were pretty much raised into the Creed, and what their main objective, really, they team up to challenge like Templars and just
from what
enemies,
I've got from the storyline so far is that because of the new era where people are making billions of money off their inventions, because pretty much all the world's smartest minds are in this area, and they're thinking up trains, cars, those grappling hook for the assassins, and you got other smart gadgets. And what it is people are making billions of dollars off this. But then you got the rest of London, which is poor.
Yeah, it's suffering through poverty, and that's where really assassins come in, because they fight for liberty and freedom. So you can only presume that the Templars would be really making a lot of money off all these inventions and stuff, and leaving the rest of the economy really, drowned. And that's where these two assassins will come in and really fight to liberate London.
And I would assume the Templars have stolen Leonardo da Vinci's in Brotherhood. They stole his inventions like the tank and all that, and Ezio had to destroy him.
Yeah, we see his war machines and such where, the Templars have used his ideas and such to create weapons of like mass destruction, really, that can, destroy.
I assume the Templars will be doing a similar thing where they'll be stealing inventions or buying them off just to see like the destruction of the assassins. The funny thing is its main name's Syndicate. Now, a syndicate is like a group.
It's pretty much a group of people. It's pretty much like, in a way, like a mafia, in a way, like it's pretty much a crime. If you think of it like a crime syndicate, if anything, so it's like a group of people who are conspiring to do bad things, if anything. I
think the definition is a group of people going to one goal.
Yeah,
and of course the assassin's goal is to freedom and make sure
and
not
peace,
everyone's in poverty and food. Now, the funny thing with this trailer, we saw at the end some of the assassins were in yellow. Now, assassins aren't usually in yellow, but we have seen in Assassin's Creed Rogue that the criminals there, which you versed because you were a Templar, they were actually called the Assassin's Crime Lords, and they were in yellow as well.
Interesting.
So I'm questioning if...
Well, in Assassin's Creed Rogue, you play as a Templar.
You start off as an assassin and turn into a Templar.
Okay, so you're like a traitor in a way.
Yeah, as a traitor. And you verse assassins which are wearing yellow instead of white.
Okay, so, interesting.
They're still assassins, but they're like based, I suppose, not in the creed itself. They're kind of just like...
so like free roamers in a way, like they're freelancers in a way, like they'll help them, but they're not essentially a part of their group.
Yeah, so we had that. So I assume these guys are a similar thing with the yellow. They're just helping the assassins for a greater cause.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll also be seeing seeing features from our actual modern day world, such as Buckingham Palace and Big Ben. We'll also be able to parkour, moving into vehicles, hijacking carriages to engage in street races as well. We'll also be seeing a new rope launcher that will allow you to scale tall buildings really quickly, which should be quite interesting.
That'll be great against the what do you call it? You know how you got to follow people and not get seen?
The tails, yeah.
They were annoying. That'd be great. Just somebody's about to turn around. Oh, no, I'm on top building. You can't see
me. I like that. That's a pretty nifty invention. I kind of like the grapple gun in a way from Batman Arkham games, where you just Q claw yourself up to a building and boom, that's it.
On the trailer, you just saw him on the ground doing it. I wonder if you can be mid-air when you're jumping and still do it.
That'd be quite interesting.
A safety net for you losing all your damage or health, I suppose.
Just like you jump off a building and you just go straight down.
So we still got horses, so we still expect hay bales, I suppose. Then, like, why wouldn't we? That's Assassin's Creed, all hay bales jumping into them. I suppose we probably would be able to hide in carriages, a few more different hiding spots, I would expect.
Yeah.
And as well as with his top hat, I expect heaps of customizations to customize my top hat.
Well, I mean, as we saw in Unity, we could upgrade our assassin any way we wanted with costumes and such. I remember I originally had a white robe when I'm starting, and then I just bought a red robe, and I was standing out like hell, but hey, it looked awesome though.
I just went straight white. Every Assassin's Creed, even Connor, I changed to white.
I went from like red to purple to blue to green, and I just went back to purple because I like purple. Yeah, I was just like, you know what, purple looks pretty cool, but it was quite expensive, but hey, as long as you make yourself look cool in the game.
Unity was all about yourself, how you felt, your gameplay, what weapons.
I could really presume in this we'll be seeing some really cool cutscenes as well, like as we could see with Twins. Like as we see in the Avengers, you can kind of see the teamwork between Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. So I mean, we could probably kind of see this teamwork in a way when in the new Assassin's Creed game, like. When you're about to finish off someone, your teammate can come in and do it for you.
I could actually imagine them doing a cutscene where the two our heroes, I suppose, are cornered, and then just them fighting their way out, or you fighting with your friend or I suppose sister to fight your way out.
Yeah, well, I mean, as we are going in modern day world, I cannot wait to see the new weapons as well with guns. I mean, in Unity we saw some new rifles and shotguns in a way.
I'm expecting machine guns very soon. Like. They've turned from the original Assassin's Creed that just went weapons, they've slowly brung in weapons over time where you use left trigger to aim down sight.
Yeah.
So it feels like they are sooner or later just going to turn this into a third person, which involves a, you know, run up and stab ability.
Yeah, well, that's well, I mean, all we can say is that we hope it looks good. So Assassin's Creed Syndicate will be coming out, I believe, October 3rd, I believe, or 23rd. I'm not exactly sure, because with all these delays and such with games recently, we never really know when a game is going to be delayed. So that's all.
Yeah,
We can only pray that it's going to be coming out very soon.
Yeah, well, Ubisoft's pretty good on their, I suppose, getting out games.
Yeah.
Like Assassin's Creed has been going nearly every year since the second one, I think, Assassin's Creed 2.
Oh, we get Assassin's Creed games roughly every year, maybe sometimes there's a year gap for them to produce this. This game actually has been in production for 2 years, if you know that, since before Unity. So it's quite interesting to see how much detail that goes into this.
The good thing about Assassin's Creed, though, is they're all different. Like, I suppose number 2, Brotherhood and Revelations, they're the same because that was still under the category of 2.
Yeah.
But
I think if anything, they need to really tie up the storyline as well. Like, because Unity was great. I loved it. Some people disagreed with that, but I thought it was really cool with Arno, but like the storylines, you know, kind of went off a bit, but I felt it kind of linked a bit as well.
Yeah, they really need to either bring back a new modern day person because Desmond is dead. They either need to bring someone back who will replace Desmond, or even the character we've seen before in Black Flag who was named Cypher, I believe.
Yeah.
He either needs to come into it as our assassin, which we get to customize and roam around with, or he needs to be more involved because I think that was the main thing I was looking forward to is what's happening in modern day with the assassins.
Exactly.
And the Templars.
Like, I mean, in Black Flag, we even see, you know, now, like your person who goes to play in the game of, you know, he's working for Abstergo, and then, you know, we kind of see that in Unity a bit. We hear, like, Rachel, I believe it's Rachel in the modern day.
Sean.
Yeah, Sean and Rachel.
We definitely heard Sean, and we're positive that was Sean because it sounded like him. But the girl up front, I can't remember her name, what she called herself. It was like Bishop or something.
I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, she called herself something, and we thought that was Shonda, is it? Oh, no, I can't remember her name at the moment. But it looks like she just got a haircut and maybe a different dye color. But
well, I mean, at the end of Unity, we hear her say that he stopped the war like 200, like what was it, 200 years before it started or something like that. I believe. So look, we just have to see what this new game takes us, really.
Yeah,
but
so
can't wait for it.
Hopefully they bring in more modern day things because I love doing those modern day missions in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
they were awesome.
All right, well, next we're going to be moving on to Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yeah, which I actually love this movie. Like, I love Marvel. So,
yeah, well, I mean, personally, I just saw this the other week because I've been trying to get to it for a while now. Finally went to see it, and I went to see Gold Class. Absolutely amazing.
Bit fancy,
right?
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, it was. It was absolutely amazing. Like, the seats were really comfortable as well, and that's what really you need to get from a good experience, like seeing a movie like this. You really want to see it in Gold Class, if anything.
Well, I'm not as high class as you are. I actually saw it the day before it came out. So
oh yeah, because you saw the advanced screening.
Yeah, I saw advanced screening, so I was one of the first people to actually see it.
When it started, I'm like, oh my god! It just, you know, it starts like in the snowy like forest, you know, like, and they're all battling like Hydra forces and such. And, like, you see all of the Avengers and, like, you see, like, everyone doing their own thing. And then all throughout the movie, like, that one line, like, when the first thing when Iron Man hits that, when he hits the fortress or the shield generator, he's just like, oh, shit. And then and Captain America's just like, language. And they give him hell for it all movie.
By the way, we are going to be doing spoilers about this because we got a lot to talk about with it.
Yeah, sorry, guys. So if you, make sure you skip this part of the video because we will be talking spoilers. If you haven't seen it.
Yeah. But yeah, apart from that, I found it so funny. Even when Nick Fury showed up in the end, and he's just like, do you wash your mother with, or do you talk to your mother with that language?
Like Captain doesn't like that.
Yeah, like, I love it how just Tony told everybody about that. Like, everybody knew.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought it was really good as well, like how they brought in Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver as well. Like they were, you know, in the as we saw in Captain America: Winter Soldier, we saw like a small Easter egg for them. Using their abilities and such, and pretty much at the very beginning of the movie, we see them really fighting against the Avengers.
Which, I thought Scarlet Witch would use her abilities a bit differently. She didn't when I imagine Scarlet Witch, I imagine her using more kinetic power.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Stopping, what do you call it? I suppose throwing things at people. But she used it more differently. She like went into people's mind and turned their rage against them. Or I suppose she did stop a train. That was pretty cool.
I think the problem is, for me anyway, I find that comic books spoil things so much. Like, before, like, you know, even Winter Soldier, I knew, like, you know, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver were Avengers. Like, I knew that they were Magneto's kids within the comic books. And, you know, so Magneto had, he had 2 kids. So he had Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, and then they went on to become, you know, Avengers and such. And then, it was all complicated and such. But
one thing I was not expecting was Quicksilver's death.
Yes, that was tragic.
Yeah, Marvel. I don't know. I was not expecting anything from Marvel.
Knowing Marvel,
for a
like,
hero to die.
I was like, hang on, he's not dead. Quicksilver's not dead.
Yeah,
I'm like, come on, guys, it's Marvel. They never kill off their characters. I mean, we see Loki, Odin, like, we see everyone coming back from the dead. Like, we thought, you know, Captain America might have been dead at the end of Winter Soldier, but no, he comes back. Come on,
he was awesome.
Really, I mean, even his best bud, Bucky Barnes or whatever, he comes back, and he's like 70 years old as well.
Yeah, I was also actually really happy now that you mentioned people coming back. Is they brought back like War Machine and
yes, exactly,
all the other heroes that we've seen as I suppose side.
I was surprised. They brought in this entire Avengers movie. We see pretty much every hero from the previous movie. So we see like, you know, War Machine. We see Falcon. We see tons of other heroes. Really.
Yeah, which was actually really surprising, especially with War Machine helping out in the end. I was not expecting them to help. We didn't really get to see Phoenix in action, which I was kind of disappointed when War Machine turned up. I'm like, where's Phoenix? Like, he would help.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I was so happy when we had James Spaderman as Ultron. Absolutely amazing. For any of you who know of his work, watch Blacklist because he does a fantastic job in that movie, like in a TV show, sorry. If you liked him in Age of Ultron, that's pretty much his character in real life in the TV show Blacklist. That's pretty much what he does, and it's so funny.
The thing with Ultron is he was, I suppose, the best villain I've ever seen.
By far next to the Joker. I mean, his creation and such was very like cliche in a way, like, you know, Iron Man and Hulk really working together, trying to, you know, fuse around with Loki's scepter and realizing that there's an AI within the
it actually
creation
wasn't
of
an
it.
AI. It was it was an AI.
It was an AI, but it wasn't really like, it was just a program in a way. Like,
it was actually one of the Eternal Stones or Infinity Stones.
Yeah, Infinity Stones. Well, in Loki's scepter we did have the Mind Stone. Then they, with the Ultron, tried to pretty much create his own body and failed. However, Thor pretty much
came back and
merged Jarvis with Ultron's new body and created Vision, which was quite interesting. So Vision pretty much has the Mind Stone in his head.
Which is actually quite interesting because we've now seen 5 stones, if we can go back.
I think we've seen 4.
No, I believe it's 5. We've got 2, which were in Avengers, which is the cube thing.
Oh, the Tesseract.
The Tesseract. We've got the staff. We've got
the Tesseract. We had the Tesseract, Loki Scepter, which was the Mind Stone.
Yes.
Then we had the Ether,
which was from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Which was the Ether was from the Thor: Dark World. And then we had the 4th one from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep. And then we see the 5th one at the final credits of I can't remember his name now. The main bad guy of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, Thanos.
Yeah, Thanos.
Yes.
He pulled out a glove which had an orange Infinity Stone in it.
Oh, so it did have a stone on it? Okay.
There was one in it. In the comics books, if you collect all 5, you're pretty much...
He pretty much possesses the power to destroy the world and all the universes within that.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see that we've seen 5 out of 6, so there's 1 stone left.
Yeah.
But it's quite interesting because Vision has got 1.
Yeah, so Vision has got that. So if he pretty much if Thanos tries to get that stone, he'll have to kill Vision, which
would be very hard seeing as Vision is made of the toughest stuff on Earth. Or actually I think in the galaxy.
Well, it's he's made of vibranium, isn't he?
Yeah,
I believe.
Which is what Captain America's shield is made of.
Well, Vision was played by Paul Bettany, I believe. He done the voice of Jarvis. So we finally seen him live action in the show, and he was amazing. Really, he's a great actor.
I loved him when we first showed up. Like, everyone was kind of like scared of him and he tried to escape.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he saw the world, he's gone, oh, wait.
I just love, like, in that one hand, just like at the one scene, like when they're all socializing in the Avengers Tower, and they all try to pick up his hammer,
Yeah.
and then everyone fails, and then Captain America picks it up, and it like moves an inch, and then
just
Thor's mouth just drops, and it's just like so funny. And then at the end, Vision manages to pick it up. He's just like he just
grabs it.
He just grabs it, like there's no camera angle on the hammer or anything. They're all just standing around like worried if Vision will be good or bad because he won't destroy Ultron because he values all life in the galaxy. And then he just grabs Thor's hammer and just hands it to him. And everyone's mouth is just dropped. They're just like,
well,
so he's worthy.
The theory behind that is that, what do you call it? Vision is technically a kid. He's got no mind. He hasn't done anything good. He hasn't done anything bad.
Yeah.
So technically, in the mind of the hammer, which I cannot pronounce the name of.
Mjolnir?
Something like that. It's got a J in it somewhere. Yeah, that hammer is actually gone, oh, well, I got nothing about this guy. He's not bad. He's not good, I suppose. He is worthy.
He has really no allegiances. Like, he fights for good and bad. Like, say if the Avengers ever turned bad, obviously he'd be against them, really.
Yeah, which I suppose that was hilarious when they just picked up the hammer, though.
Yeah.
You also had, like, I suppose going with the hammer as well, you had Captain America and Iron Man in the end. They were just like, what about the elevator? The elevator's not worthy.
They were both arguing, like, Thor's just, like, trying to focus on the thing. He's just like, oh, take this back to Asgard and stuff like that. I got to go back to Asgard and sort this out and find, seek the answers I need. And then they're just, them two, like, on the sides just talking and stuff, saying, what if we put it in an elevator? Would that just drop or would it go up?
And then Iron Man's gone, no, it would go up, but the elevator's not worthy.
It was so good. I mean, it's unfortunate we saw the death of Quicksilver. I was surprised with that, really, seeing as how he was just brought into the Avengers, like, oh, we got this awesome fast guy, now he's dead. It's like, I think though they might bring him back. I hate how Marvel keep doing this, but seeing as how in the first Avengers we see Phil Coulson, being stabbed in the heart by Loki's scepter. He was brought back in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think it was the H1 Gamma something. I don't know. They used alien DNA to bring him back, which was quite interesting. It was pretty much that was only used to revive fallen Avengers. So
I'm pretty sure he's dead though. Like, he has a couple of thousand of bullets in him. He was pretty dead for like, I don't know, maybe half an hour to an hour.
Oh, I mean, we don't really know.
Coulson was only dead for 48 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
He wasn't dead for that long. As with Quicksilver here, he was dead for ages.
Yeah.
But another thing I loved with Avengers was their fight scenes. Like the cinematics, especially the last fight scene where you had pretty much all the Avengers fighting to protect that thing in the middle.
Yeah.
Which, that was just sick how they're all just like...
It was just like one, it was like one last fight, really, and then if they got to it, the crater that went into the sky would just collapse and kill billions of people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
And then I love how Thor's just like, is that the best you got?
Yeah. I was like, oh my god, here we go. And
And then Ultron brings everything. You had to ask.
Yeah. But it was pretty good. I mean, we see a whole new, like, it was more of a social thing. I like this movie because it was so social. I mean, for the first time now, we see Hawkeye. We kind of see a bit into his history, and like now he's got a family and stuff that's been on the side.
For a while.
Yeah, I mean, like, they've never gone back into that. We see everyone's fears and such. Like Scarlet Witch really uses her ability when they're fighting against each other. She uses her powers to pretty much turn everyone against each other.
Again.
Yeah. But I mean, in a way, it was good. Like, Hulk was totally different when he was crazy. Like, when she used to use her powers on Hulk, he pretty much destroyed a city.
Yeah. And then that fight scene was great.
Yeah, well, I mean, Hulk, now we see Iron Man, he brought in the Hulkbuster. Veronica was pretty much like his eye in the sky, just dropping parts, like when he lost her arm or something like that.
Yeah, which I believe Veronica is actually tracked onto Bruce there. I believe the Hulk, Veronica has always got a satellite dish on the Hulk, just in case he ever goes aggro, that they could always have a substitute to calm him down.
It was funny. I'm like, when they dropped that, like, that protective shield over Hulk to like stop him, and then he just went under the ground and went, through it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I could see this one
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah. No, it was good to see Hulk versus Iron Man. It was really something people
Yeah.
wanted to see who would win.
I gotta say, I didn't see Nick Fury bringing the last helicarrier back. I did not ever see that coming.
I was kind of expecting it when they were just like, we've got thousands of people here, we're going to have to drop it and kill them all. And I was kind of like, Marvel wouldn't kill thousands of people
I was
plus
like,
the whole
I
Avengers.
could not, like, as much as I could really feel like, what was going to happen at the end, like, I didn't see Nick Fury bringing a helicarrier back, really.
No, I expected a helicarrier, but I did not expect Nick Fury to be driving it.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I mean, we see everyone at the end, everyone goes off in their own way, so Hulk's pretty much
Hawaii.
Yeah, he just flies off with the
Stealth
the
jet.
stealth jet. Yeah, he just flies off on his own. Captain America pretty much joins, well, I presume Shield again
No,
or something like it.
It's now the Avengers Assembly, I think it's called, or Avengers Institute. I know.
Yeah, it was the new Avengers facility.
Yeah,
but I mean it's just a facility. So I mean
It is what they've done is they got the most trusted people from Shield, so Agent Coulson,
Yeah.
Nick Fury, and the people that were actually fighting for
Yeah.
Shield back in Captain America 2: Winter Soldier. They got those people that were definitely Shield
yeah.
to come back, and then they got the Avengers that were pretty much the people that fought for the world.
Yeah,
So you got like
exactly.
Phoenix, Scarlet Witch, even War Machine. They were given an offer if they'd like to join up, do operations for the
Well, I
world.
mean, yeah, it was good to see, like, at the end, Iron Man pretty much leaves. He goes off to do his own thing, really. Everyone's off in their own, although Captain America and Black Widow pretty much stay around and do their own thing. I like at the end how we have all the new Avengers, really, all in the room, and then Captain America just walks in, he's just like, Avengers, and then I was just waiting for him to say assemble, and then it just stops. It just goes straight to credits. I'm like, oh, come on, say assemble.
I said assemble. As soon
Yeah,
as-
same. That's what I was like.
It was actually funny in my theater because it was pretty much full. It's gone Avengers and then cut. Everyone's waited a second, and then probably about half the people have gone assemble.
Yeah. Oh, I was waiting for it, and then I was like, I forgot. I got to wait here for the post cut scenes
Yeah.
and stuff. And then you just see Thanos, grab the hand. He's just like, I'll do it myself, and I'm like, okay, stuff's gonna go down now.
I was actually pretty disappointed we didn't get to actually see Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Seeing as
I mean, we'll see him I believe in the next Avengers.
no,
movie,
they are doing a Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah, but I mean, after we will be
Yeah.
seeing them in Avengers.
Yeah, well, Star-Lord is my favourite Avenger, and him playing as Chris Pratt, he did an awesome job. So I was really hoping he'd be in this one.
Chris Pratt is really good. I mean, that role as as Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy, that's pretty much boosted his career so big. Like, he's in Jurassic World now, that's coming out. He's been rumored to be in the new Indiana Jones reboot, which I think he'll do a really good job as. I mean, I think there's even been rumors he could be in one of the new Star Wars movies coming out. So I mean, this one movie has boosted his career so big, and good on him, really.
Yeah.
He's done a great job as Star-Lord.
Yeah, well, I love Star-Lord, even in the comics books, and he pretty much pricked it in perfect. He was a criminal, but yet good. He mucked around a lot, which in that one he did. Like, even the first cutscene where he's holding a thing and kicking animals.
Star-Lord is like one of those characters I find I really want to see him on Earth.
Yeah.
Like, see how, because, like, I mean, he spent pretty much like 30 years, really, roughly, maybe 20, 30 years, off in space on other planets, and he hasn't been home since. So
I think he has taken a few visits home, but
I don't
that's
know.
just to get relics. Like, he's got his...
yeah, I think he would, but I mean, a spaceship would really draw a lot of attention.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he did visit, but he's like... the people back on his home planet, well, his new home planet, I told him off, so he had to come back.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't really exactly
don't know
know
that
because everything's being twisted around nowadays with canon and non-canon. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for Avengers: Age of Ultron. Sorry if we spoiled anything for you, but we needed to talk about this because it is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Now we're going to be jumping into The Witcher 3. So we got some quick trailer for you, and then we'll go into some gameplay.
Yeah, so that was the Witcher 3 trailer, I
Yeah.
believe. Bit of gameplay, seeing a few things there. We do have some gameplay for you guys, seeing as this just came out.
Yep.
So we'll just put that up and we'll explain why we're going.
This bard's
Awesome.
tale begins
Yeah.
near White Orchard.
So pretty much to begin with, I suppose that it is a very beautiful game. As you've seen, I suppose, Jordan, you haven't really played it.
personally, I've never played these games before. Like, I've never played Dragon Age or The Witcher, but I was watching you play and getting some gameplay and such, and I was like, this is amazing. Like, this might be something I'd really be interested in. Really, like.
Yeah. Now, Witcher 2 was pretty hard game, and this one I'm going with it's extremely hard. This is me here at the start, and I'm pretty much about to verse a griffin, as the quest here states. So I got a contract to kill a griffin, which is awesome. But before we get into that, we'll go straight to what we see on the screen. So we got Garrett here with his white hair, 2 swords, 1 silver, which is made for monsters, which they've actually distinguished now, seeing as you guessing. If the monster has a silver and red health, then you use your silver sword. If the enemy has just red health, then you just use your normal sword and you should be fine. But you can use the other sword, it just won't do as much damage. Now, we got a pretty big city here. It's kind of like a sea town. Now, there's heaps of things going on. There's heaps of little quests you can find by just talking to everybody. We got ducks we can, suppose, explode with my fire. We can pretty much do anything we want in this city. But the more trouble you cause, the guards will go after you. So you don't want to piss everyone off.
That sounds like something I'd be doing, actually.
Yeah, you'd probably steal everybody's money.
Yeah, I probably would, actually. I tend to do that in like Assassin's Creed and stuff. I used to like pickpocket everyone and kill all the guards and such, just to have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes sticking to the story and missions and like aren't that fun in comparison to slaughtering citizens and stealing people's money.
Well, I'm not going to mess with you then. This game, no, I disagree. The side quests I tried, they're probably more meant for a higher level. Because it doesn't actually say what level the quests are for, you got to kind of go with it with your knowledge. Because every enemy is different. It could be Hunter Pack of Wolves, which will be low level, of course, and pretty easy to kill. But then it could say Hunter Wraith, which is a ghost. You don't have much experience with their attacks. You don't know what they're going to do. And they're pretty high level, which I quickly learnt out and quickly got out of there.
So I see here that you actually have the choice of what to say. Is it like, in a way, like Mass Effect, where your choices will affect your gameplay, in a way?
It is with some aspects. Most of the time with just like these small conversations here, that's just to affect your contract, whether you would rather get bait or would you rather, go and get more information for the Griffin. Or you can do both if you find you have the time.
Okay.
So it's really up to you. This guy here, he's your partner or master, I suppose, and he taught you how to fight in the first Witcher. So it's good to see him back again, but, he doesn't really do much. He just talks to you and tells you where the Griffin is.
He just provides you with counsel and stuff.
He's still pretty cool. He's a bit wounded. We did meet the Griffin straight up in the game, so it is he is a bit wounded from that first encounter. Now you can haggle your way through contracts, which I thought was actually really good. Say you want to do a contract to kill, I suppose this Griffin will be a good example, and they say, okay, I'm going to give you 200 coin for it. You can say, 200 coins not enough, and you can actually start a haggling thing where they'll haggle with you to say, okay, 250, and you'll be just like, no, 300.
Oh my god!
So
you're pretty much extorting citizens, really, for more money
and. Mitch was watching me before, and he thought it was quite funny because, he thought I was mean because I saved someone's life, and I told Geralt to, I need payment for it, and then. Some other lady, she's just like, I need my frying pan at this stranger's house. And I was just like, well, I'm going to need money if I'm going to go stealing. So I'm pretty much getting as much money as I can.
You don't work for free, do you?
No.
You don't waste your time, working for free.
Yeah.
You're not a charity. You've got to get paid.
Yeah, well, the thing about this game is it's not like the other Witches where it's a set armor and you just choose their type. You have 3 different types of armor now, medium, light, and heavy. Now, of course, it's normal. Medium is a mix of all. Light is, fast movements, fast dodging, but you don't have a lot of defense. As with heavy, it's pretty hard to dodge with. Yeah,
Let me ask,
hard.
for a beginner, is it very complicated, the game? Like, say I've never played it before, as I actually never have, would it be extremely like complicated for me to start playing this game?
I would not recommend, as I have gone the hardest difficulty straight off.
Yeah.
I'd probably say go is easy or maybe normal, depending on how good you are.
Can you repeat the missions on a harder difficulty once you've completed on the basic?
You probably could. You'd have to restart the game.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those ones where you
that's
set
what I mean.
difficulty.
Like what you have
But
to obviously restart a character.
It's pretty hard to get used to, and even then after that, you're always changing your abilities. Like you have a crossbow to be, which I get given now actually, and you could use that. As with later on, you get given different items like a little blow thing. What are they called? The tribesmen use to stun animals to hunt them. The blowpipes.
I forget. Seriously.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The big long pipes, and they shoot like a dart or something like that.
Yeah, so you could stun your enemies before you get into battle with one of them. There's a lot of aspects which the combat's about to come up soon, where you got heavy attacks, light attacks, when to dodge. It's a lot of tapping, I suppose. Because there's actually a lot of controls like run, walk, dodge, like that's just 3 A buttons. So normal walking is your left stick and A, and then if you hold it, it's run, and if you double tap it, it's dodge.
Okay.
And that's just one button. You got right trigger for your spells. You got left trigger. What does left trigger do? I don't know what left trigger does. It does something. But
so as we can see here, you're battling the Royal Griffin,
which surprisingly is one of your first main contracts.
I saw how when you were playing this, I saw how difficult it really was. Like, I saw you repeating this part like 10 times. Seriously, I saw how difficult it was to take down this guy.
This Griffin actually, it took me a long time to be able to defeat him. I learnt very quickly that this spell I keep using is Quinn, I believe it's called, and what it does is it's a protective shield for 1 hit. So when this Griffin hits me, as it will soon because it always did, it would stop all the damage. See, no damage done against me. But that's that thing gone. So hit, get damage. Now, Griffin is dodging my attacks whenever I go to attack it if it sees me. I'm using fire to try to burn his wings. And I've even used health potions. I'm using everything to my
just
ability.
Let me know, is this game multiplayer as well?
No, there is no...
So it's not?
It is a completely single-player game. There, I believe, just like Witcher 2, there is a survival mode, which it might have a leaderboard to say I'm better than you.
Okay.
But apart from that, not really.
Because I see how much struggle you had with this, and I'm like, well, wouldn't it be a lot more simple if you could invite a friend to come and help you kill the Griffin and such?
All I recommend is pretty much at the end of this fight, I've used up all my resources. So because this was my first major battle, I didn't really prepare enough. And you really should go hunting, get heaps of food to regenerate your health, find herbs to be able to get like this potion I'm using, Thunderbolt, which it just gets your damage up, increases your damage. So you really need like heaps of stuff like that because these fights, they're not quick and they're not easy. So, but they are like, it is extremely beautiful. Even the Griffin, he looks awesome. Like, he's cool. It's pretty much a whole bunch of rolling out of the way for me. I kind of like waited, which didn't really work, as you can see. Now, as you can see, the minimap is kind of like every other minimap we have. It's got your basic areas, your basic paths and all that stuff. You can go to your world map and find main quests or side quests. And there are a lot of side quests. You don't have to always worry about doing these big contracts if you feel you're not up to the task yet. It tells you the time of day, which is actually really useful because some like ghosts and wraiths will only come out at night. So you can't fight them during the day, you can't even find them. And that goes with ghouls or even humans will only come out during the day. It's hard to find them at night because they're sleeping off somewhere you don't know. So it's really, you got to use everything to your advantage in this game, which is actually really good.
Well, it seems pretty good, the gameplay. It seems like a whole lot of dodging with this. Hopefully that's not with every enemy, because that would get quite annoying.
It's not with every enemy, and it's really how you play. Like, if you feel like you don't want to dodge that much, you can go, let's say, I don't know, heavy armor, and just upgrade your Quinn, so you have heaps of defense and so forth. Or if you feel like you're a range type, you could get a crossbow, a more powerful one than the one I got, and just use that constantly, and then use your spells most of the time. Or if you're like me, you can get in close and try to kill it with a sword, which is pretty fun. The main thing I loved with this game, though, was after the fight here, we actually get to... because the contract is prove that you've killed the griffin. So you have to cut off its head. Now, you don't actually see the cutting of its head, but once you've pretty much skinned it, the body's still lying there, and it's still, I suppose, the head is on the side of your horse. So it's pretty graphical. I wouldn't recommend it for kids, seeing as it is R18. There is a lot of blood. You do chop people in half when you're versing people. You do, right up from the start, you see a horse's head get cut off. And yeah, so it's pretty bloody, pretty brutal. But if you're into these fantasy sort of games, I recommend it.
Yeah, well, it does seem quite graphical in a way, with its blood and its magical stuff going on, really.
I went around burning a couple of deer before because, they were all in groups and the fire does a wide range attack, so I was like, well, this is going to be the best way. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this game.
Yeah, well, we can see you nearly just killed it, really.
One more.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, so like as you can see, after this, your mentor pretty much tells you to cut its head off, decapitate it, and you can see it jiggling on the back of the horse. Really.
Yeah. Even the sun looks really good. And the funny thing is that's not, well, it is the cutscene, but that's the time of day as also. If I had done this at a night time, there'd be the moon in the background instead of the sun.
Ah, that's quite interesting.
So it's not always that set time.
So it actually goes, the cutscenes actually go with the game environments. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not skipping to dawn or anything, it's how it actually is, which I thought was really good.
Quite interesting. So that's pretty much it for the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Next we've got Lego Jurassic World trailer.
It's a dinosaur. Thing out there, that is no dinosaur.
So, as you can see, the new LEGO Jurassic World will be coming out June 12th, 2015, and looks absolutely amazing. What do you think, John?
Well, it looks like a proper LEGO game. As with like the old ones with LEGO Star Wars, it was very humorous, very I suppose kiddie.
Yeah, it was very comical in a way. Like it had its small little jokes in a kiddie way. It's really has developed the LEGO franchise now that they have adapted like talking and audio into the characters. Like in the original Star Wars games and Indiana Jones, there was like no audio whatsoever. There was small sounds and such for whips and blasters and like. But apart from that, there was no audio from characters, and now we're getting that in the new LEGO games, really, such as Batman, Beyond Gotham, and Lego Marvel superheroes.
But lately, it seems like even with the Marvel and the Batman and the Star Wars one, I suppose Star Wars was actually really good. Just the Batman and Marvel. they seem to take away the comic a bit.
Yeah,
Like,
it does seem to go more of a serious tone now. Like with the audio, like they do have their small little jokes and such. Like when we see Johnny Storm and Captain America, they're both played by Chris Evans. We see that kind of like comical. When they interact with each other, we do have that funny, little symbolism of the two characters. But I mean, apart from that, we don't really get anything, funny off the Lego games much anymore.
Yeah, which I thought was quite disappointing. But this one actually looks like they've gone back to that funny note where
Yeah, exactly.
You got the dinosaur with its tent on its head and it can't get it off. Like that seems like normal to me.
It does look pretty good. I think even though it's called Jurassic World, I think they are really adapting a lot of the original Jurassic Park movies into the game itself, as we can see some of the characters from, I believe, Jurassic Park. Pretty much all
1,
of
2,
them.
and 3.
Really. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
I think it said 4 adventures, so I assume it's going to add all 4
I think it would have
films.
all the previous 3 and the new one.
Yeah.
I can only presume, really. There's hasn't been so much details into it, but it does look really good with the whole new dinosaur. So we'll be able to like play as dinosaurs and such, and probably some game modes. And yeah, so all we can do is really see.
It'll be pretty fun collecting dinosaurs, seeing as I love dinosaurs, as I said in the last one.
Yeah,
really.
Ark Survival.
Yeah, which
Ark Survival.
still can't
Evolved.
wait for.
Yeah.
So it's good to actually see they're bringing out dinosaurs. The actual movie Jurassic World itself, that looks amazing. I can't
I
wait
think
to
this
see
will
that.
tie in. That's coming out fairly soon, actually. So they'll probably tie in a bit into the movie. So we'll probably have some some of the moments into the game. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. We see there is also going to be coming out soon a Marvel Avengers Lego game as well. There has been no release date for it, but it has been announced that they will be doing it. In September, we will also be getting Lego Dimensions, which is pretty much the Lego's version of Disney Infinity and Skylanders, where instead of having these small figures and such, the small figures will be Lego, really. So we'll be
Can we swap
including
them around?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know exactly. I know that we'll be getting Back to the Future, bit of DC stuff into it, such as Wonder Woman and I believe Batman.
So Lego's really pushing it.
Yeah, Lego's really trying to get into the the business of like the selling figurines and such into the game. I don't know how far it's gonna go per se, because I haven't really been affected by it per se. Like I haven't really felt engaged with the idea of it. I mean, I like Disney Infinity. They've just announced Disney Infinity 3.0, so we get Star Wars. We constantly got Skylanders coming out all the time, but Lego trying to get into this type of genres and such. I don't know. I mean, I pray for them, but we don't really know.
I actually reckon Lego have gone pretty well with themselves.
The problem is Lego's quite expensive nowadays. Like
Yeah.
it seems to go quite expensive, and it's just like we can't really afford it anymore. Like it's so expensive, even for like a small little box
Yeah.
of Lego. It's like $20. It's like,
Even
come on,
I remember
guys.
when I was young, I pretty much every time I went to my nan's place, we would me and my brothers, we would everywhere, all over a floor, build
Yeah.
a massive Lego town.
That's same with me and Kobe. Really, we would always have Lego everywhere, and it's just like I'd still like to do it. I like to do some stop motion stuff and some videos and animations, but it's just too expensive nowadays. Really.
Yeah, which is kind of disappointing, but oh well, market's gone up and so forth. Not much we can do
that's the
about it.
problem. But that's it for Lego Jurassic World. So it'll be coming out June 12th. We look forward to it coming out. So next we're going to be moving on to Air Mech Arena. We got some gameplay for it. So this is, for many of you who may know, this is a recently new added game to the Xbox One and PS4. On last week, it is a free-to-play game, so it's
Give it a try.
yeah, give it a try. It's
It was previously on the Xbox 360, so if you reckon it sounds familiar, it probably is the same game.
yeah.
And everything you get, so if you guys have played it lots on the 360 or PS3, it will transfer over to the Xbox One or PS4.
Yeah. Well,
So-
it is we do have some gameplay for you. It is absolutely amazing game. I loved it. I've been playing it non-stop for the past week.
I wasn't too happy with it. Like, it was fun when I was playing with you guys, especially. Like, But apart from that,
It is a great game to play with friends. It so reminds me of to me. I feel like it's got a mix of Transformers and Halo Wars in a way. So as we can see, we go into ground form here, and then when you want to pretty much run away, you just transform into your jet mode. There's around 9 different jets you can aircraft you can choose from. And that aircraft, when you transform, will change into different shapes depending on what you choose.
So you got like flying saucers, these striker vehicles,
you
helicopters.
got Apaches, you got warthogs, you got Ospreys, you got amazing, and all have different weapons and such. So you really want to use those abilities. Great. It is absolutely amazing. We get to see, you can command pretty much up to a certain amount of troops. So the way you can gather more troops is by taking over enemies' bases. So the more bases you can capture, the more population you'll have for units. I loved it, really.
Yeah, and a lot of people play a very different style type. Like, as Jordan and I were discussing before, Jordan here plays a more get in there and get out before he's dead. As with me, I play the more, I suppose, safer route, which is either kill the enemy or send in units as a distraction while I take out the main
as you
base.
can see here, I pretty much purchased turrets to kind of set up a defensive perimeter if someone tries to come and take over base. I just make sure, even if the base is neutral, I try to leave some turrets there, so if the enemy comes to try and take it, they'll get blown away. But like you were saying, I do jump all the way into the action. I don't stay back and build units. I jump straight in there. I don't even buy units, really. I just upgrade my jet and make sure I get to a high rank so I can take out other people on the field.
Yeah. So this one we're just versing against computers because it's pretty hard to find games.
Yeah,
actually.
the multiplayer is not that very good in a way. Like there's 3 options when you play this game. So you can play solo, you can play co-op, and you can also play PvP, which player versus player. So right now I'm playing co-op, so you can play up to 1v1, 2v2, 3v3. So with the 3v3, as you can see here, I'm teamed with 2. I'm playing solo actually here. Sorry. I'm playing with 2 AIs versus 3 AIs as well. So when you play co-op, you can have two players on your team, and you all versus AIs. But however, if you go to player versus player, it's all players, no bots.
Yeah. So it is a very different game. I suppose we weren't really expecting it to come out.
I wasn't expecting it to come out, and I'm like, most games on the marketplace, I'm kind of skeptical of, like, they're free. I'm like, all right, yeah, but I kind of feel like they're free for a reason. But this was a great game. I think the reason why they done it to free to play is because they really, if anything, they'll make a lot of money off the in-game purchases. Like, I know a fair bit of people who have already purchased the Prime, the AirMech Prime, which is pretty much like premium in a way. It allows you to get all of the vehicles and diamonds and such to purchase better weapons and better parts and stuff to make you pretty much invincible.
We've had a mate before where we did a 3v3, so we had 3 people versus 3 people, and he didn't need to worry about his defense or units because he bought the premium and pretty much had these ultimate tanks, which would just... He'd send one in, and they would destroy our base.
The problem we found was that, pretty much out of the 3v3, 5 people had the basic defaults of the game. They didn't purchase any premium or prime, and then one went and purchased it and pretty much outnumbered the other team. So it does make it quite difficult. So if you're going to be, playing against someone who's got prime, if you're playing with 2 people who've got prime, make the teams a 3v2, make them outnumbered because...
Yeah, but they still got an AI, which I found was a bit annoying. I just found we just asked him to take him off next game, or else we weren't going to play with him because it was unfair.
Yeah, it is quite unfair if you're playing against people who've got Prime because they pretty much get the it's around I think $27, and you get all these discounts and stuff. You get free skins and such, but it does make it quite unfair when it comes to weapons because you get the first class with stuff that can pretty much destroy enemies, straight up.
Yeah. So it is a very different game, I suppose. We're not really used to anything like this. Like I said, we got pretty much Transformers, or you said, I suppose. But it is quite entertaining. You also get to customize your jet a bit. Like you see here, I got an eagle. I've got, my jet stream is green, and you could even change your color slots for your weapons to fire like purple or red. You can change the camos of you guys. There's just heaps to change, and the beauty about it is it's full customizable. You can go and just buy these weapons straight out. It's not really a whole bunch else. There are a whole bunch of units. You got like infantry, you can have tanks, you can have anti-aircraft vehicles, or even anti-aircraft helicopters and so forth. We don't really see a lot of people use them. Most of the time it's just players versus players, place heaps of turrets and see how we go.
Well, there is quite a big range of units you can get. You can get infantry, you can get defense, you can get tanks and such. It's you get a wide variety, and as you can see down the bottom, I wasn't upgrading, but you see those small orange circles with the plus symbol. Those are upgrades. So if you press the up on the D-pad, you can choose those, and all you have to do is fly back to your base once you've purchased them, and you'll get them. And the more upgrades you get, the more better you are on the playing field. So you get more you get better weapons and such, and yeah.
And just while I remember, you see quite often here Jordan like nearly falls off the edge. It's got an automatic system where if you go off the edge, you'll just turn into a blind.
You just transform into your air.
So you don't really have to worry about where you're walking so much. It will just transform you automatically, and it's pretty simple.
And when you fly into aircraft mode, you also do have a boost system. So if you hold R, RT, I believe, you'll have a booster system. Yeah. So as you can see here, I'm kind of boosting it away.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all we got on that one.
So that's pretty much it on Air Mech Arena. It is a great game. Make sure you download. It's only like 400 meg on a 400 meg download.
Big at all.
It's not big at all, really. If you have a hard drive or even internal hard drive, it doesn't really matter. It's only 400 meg, and it's great fun, really. That's pretty much it. Today so for the deals of the week, we got some Dragon Age Inquisition is on sale on the marketplace as well. Standard $50 for standard. However, it's $55 for the deluxe edition. Get Out of Hell is also on the marketplace as well, including a number of other games. Air Mech is still free on the market.
Sorry, just saying with the Dual X edition, it's only the multiplayer DLCs are free anyway. So even if you get the standard edition for $5 less, you'll still get the multiplayer DLC for free. The only thing difference is you won't get the flame weapons or some exclusive single player items like a different horse customization or some weapons you probably won't use at the start.
I think for $5, I mean, you might as well.
The horses look cool.
Sometimes it might just be $5, but then once you realise what you've been missing out on, you go, oh my god, So for $5 more, it's not really.
So it's mainly just I suppose single player items, but the DLC for the multiplayer is free, so you guys don't have to worry about that if you're just getting the normal edition.
So Air Mech Arena still on the marketplace for free. As well as, I believe, Pool Nations FX. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to Techfez for more tech gaming and entertainment videos in the future. Be sure to check out Techfez, some of our other channels, Techfez Gaming, Techfez News, Techfez unboxings, as well as we're going to be doing an unboxing of the new The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Collector's Edition, which looks absolutely amazing.
The statue did look amazing for that, so check that one out, guys.
So check out those videos on unboxings as well. That's pretty much it for today, guys. This is Jordan signing off.
Thanks, guys.